deficit, saying, in my opinion, abortion is sinful, abortion is wrong, right? That's what he said. Just like, it doesn't matter, right, Elder, what your opinion is. Is it sinful? Yes, it is sinful. Is it wrong? Yes, it is wrong. Why? Because God says so. Okay? God says so. That's why it is. It's nothing to do with anybody else's opinion, contrary to whatever the opinion people put. And then Charmaine with the talking point, oh, what about women's whatever choice? Like, yes, their body, their choice. Except that the baby is not the woman's body. They can do whatever else they want to do, right, with their bodies. But the baby, which baby is choosing to be killed? No. Okay. So the baby is not part of the woman's body. She is in the woman's body, but she's not part of. So I'm interested to see what Lady Tezlyn is going to say on this issue because, hey, let's watch out.
Shouldn't be passing some sort of law one way or the other regarding abortion. Every state's going to decide that. I'm in California, which is a deep blue state. There have been 2 initiatives to restrict abortion. I voted in favor of them. I was overwhelmingly defeated. And when abortion has been put on the ballot in recent years, the people that wanted abortion restrictions have lost. The American people pretty much have said first-term abortions, they want them to be legal. Late-term abortions, they don't want them to be legal. I happen to disagree with that, but I'm willing to live in a society that has a different point of view than I have on this issue.
And you have a real democracy if you're taking away people's power of choice. If you're taking away people's power to choose, not giving them any options.
Well, if you consider it to be a crime, that abortion is a sin, in my opinion, you're not taking people's right to choose. You're making a moral statement about what's right and what's wrong.
There's a lot of sins, though. Sex before marriage is a sin. I'm sure you did some of that.
As for the sins of my past, either the Lord has forgiven me or the statute of limitations.
Okay, so I know they're kind of like, a little bit joking over here, but I wish they were more serious about it because they're just talking about, okay, this is a woman's choice, right? Like, no, they're not talking about the baby. What about the baby's choice? What about, they're not considering the baby, right? They're just talking about the woman. Yes, the woman can do all that, but we shouldn't forget that there's a life here we're talking about. Okay, his position is good, he's pro-life and everything, but contrary to whatever is going on, right? It is actually this pro-life industry that's even involved, that we're still even having this discussion. I didn't believe it before. It sounded too good to be true, but yeah, there's quite a lot of pro-life that they have lobbies, they're doing all those things. They're the ones who are protecting these women so that these babies are not getting equal protection under the law. Their positions, most of these pro-lifers, they want, oh, the woman also, she's also a victim. The woman is not a victim. The woman just paid assassin to kill her baby. How is she a victim? Okay. Can there be women who are actually victims and being forced to yes, they are. But the majority of them, they are not. In fact, they're actually repeat offenders. So we need to bring justice to these unborn children. So I wish they had talked more on that front.
I'm making a joke about that. A lot of people, of course, make mistakes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And I think that people should deal with the consequences of their actions. And if you let people know their consequences to their actions, it will inform their actions and make them behave more responsibly. Anytime you allow bad behavior to continue, you're going to get more bad behavior. Whether that's
so, how does that apply to President Trump then? Because you said that was a two-tier system that
because I don't believe Donald Trump.
You don't think he did anything?
I don't think he did anything wrong. No, I don't. I believe he complained about the election the same way Hillary did. Hillary, for 4 years, referred to the 2016 election as having been stolen. Her word, not mine. She called Donald Trump illegitimate. Her word, not mine. Jay Johnson, who's Obama's DHS secretary, testified under oath that not a single vote tally was changed by the Russians. They tried, but they failed to change a single vote tally. 66% of Democrats believe the Russians changed vote tallies to get Donald Trump elected, even though Jay Johnson testified under oath, not a single one was changed. That's the damage that people like Hillary and former President Jimmy Carter and Stacey Abrams and Hakeem Jeffries and others have said for years, referring to Donald Trump as illegitimate. A greater percentage of Democrats believe 2016 was stolen than we feel that way about 2020, but nobody calls them election deniers and nobody accuses them of undermining our republic. And they're not undermining our republic. They're complaining about an election. You have a right to do so.
I know you probably got to go. Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like
well,
that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a nigga wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney, because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way.
Did you see what happened over there? I think Charlamagne was trying to throw shade at Larry Elder, but he was quick on his feet. Just reminded him, like, oh no, I know what you're doing over there, right? You're trying to portray me as a sellout, but like, you had an opportunity right here in your in your office. You failed to handle business. So who are you to be pointing that at me? So yeah, and then he said, oh no, I don't try to get people make me upset. So I thought that was quick. Raleigh Elder was quick on his feet because that was a slight jab from Charlamagne was throwing a shady at Mr. Elder over there.
It seemed to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know
parties
what
are
you are.
trash.
I never
Yeah.
even asked you about your party affiliation.
Yeah, I
I'm
think-
just saying, but you are black. And
Absolutely.
to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black. Wow.
How should I have replied to him? You think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black men walking around are really black, 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump. How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
I mean, you're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
Well, I did.
As I said to him in that moment, it's just about me wanting something for my people, and I want to know what is he going to do for my people, and not only for my people now, how are you going to atone for the things you've done to my people?
Right.
That's it.
Right. And this is a guy, Joe Biden, who, when he first got into the Senate, hung out with segregationists, talked about how well he got along with them, talked about how he didn't want integration because of the jungle. This guy has made all sorts of insulting things to black people, and his policies right now are hurting black people. Inflation hurts the people at the bottom more than anything else, letting a bunch of illegal